The United Nations turns 70 this weekend. As it celebrates a milestone, it's struggling to keep up with endless conflicts around the world, along with sex abuse and corruption scandals. CCTV's Liling looks at how the UN measures up 70 years since its founding.
In New York, home to the United Nations, the UN means very different things to different people.
Hope.
Peace.
Peaceful.
Solidarity.
Peace, world peace.
Inclusive. Collaboration.
Diversity. Influential. Complex. Complicated.
Dysfunctional.
Corrupted.
Disgraceful.
Obsolete.
The mixed perception isn't surprising. In its lifetime, the UN has been divided by the Cold War, tested by conflicts from Europe to the Middle East, Africa to the Asia-Pacific. It prosecuted war criminals, but now faces a high-level corruption scandal and accusations of peacekeeper sex abuses. It helped to end apartheid in South Africa, but failed to stop genocide in Cambodia, Bosnia, Rwanda, Darfur.
I wouldn't say they're failings of the UN, except that the UN reflects the political constellation of power in the world. And in that sense, when the great powers can't agree to do something, it doesn't get done, at least not through the UN.
The great powers are China, the US, Russia, France, and the UK, the 5 veto-wielding permanent members of the Security Council, the UN's most powerful arm. The UN Security Council can impose sanctions and embargoes and refer war crimes to the International Criminal Court. But the UN's strongest body, it's also its biggest problem, because when major powers cannot agree, they use their power of veto to block action. And then little gets done. Recent divisions among the 5 permanent members have blocked action over Syria, Ukraine, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
So the UN has always hamstrung that, and therefore from the outside, it looks like the UN is weak and powerless, but really what you have is a conflict of interest built right into the structure of the UN.
Well, the Security Council in 2015 essentially represents the distribution of power in the world in the 1940s, after the Second World War.
The UN began in 1945 with noble intentions to prevent another world war, uphold human rights and international law, and promote social progress. But as the international organization turns 70 years old in a climate of escalating conflict, paralysis, and shaming scandals, UN Chief Ban Ki-moon appears to be losing patience. The Secretary General has kicked off ambitious efforts to fix the UN system from within, to hold its blue helmets to higher standards and reform the Security Council so it can do a better job of peacemaking and peacekeeping. Liling, CCTV, New York.